obey the law. So to promote the launch of his new autobiography, I, Partridge, please welcome Alan Partridge.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. It's a pleasure and a privilege to be here today at Borders. By the way, if any of you are, obviously as you are, filming this on your Jacks or Blu-rays or iPods, thinking of putting it up on YouTube, let me tell you this. I will find you. I will track you down. You won't know where, you won't know when, but I will get up in your face. Okay. I'd like to start by reading a few extracts from my new book. I've got a book out, by the way. I, Partridge. We need to talk about Alan. The first extract I'd like to talk about is my birth. It's obviously I was there, but I wasn't completely cognizant of events, so I've asked third parties, and they've informed me, and that's the basis on which I wrote this passage. Pitter-patter goes the rain on the window. Pitter-patter, pitter-patter. And outside cars zoom up and down. Some of them dropping down to second to turn right. On the pavement, people hurry and scurry, both to and fro. A clap of thunder, bam! And some really gusty wind. Everyone agrees it's a pretty dramatic evening all round. Pan right, it's a hospital room. A clammy, pregnant woman lies spread-eagled on the bed. She's about to produce pitter-patter of her own. She's not going to wet herself, but that's often a distressing side effect of childbirth. I'm referring to the pitter-patter of children's feet. Stand back, says the midwife. Her contraptions are massive. Get ready. Looks like Anthony Eden's about to be named Prime Minister, mutters a nurse as she strolls past the door. And Chelsea are about to win the First Division title, replies an orderly, almost certainly not educated enough to follow politics. In the corner of the room, Rock Around the Clock by Bill Haley blasts from the radio quietly. You see, this wasn't now, it's then. The present tense used in this passage is just a literary device, so this next bit comes as a surprise. The scene is actually unfurling in 1955. The hospital, the Queen Elizabeth Hospital in King's Lynn. A sweaty woman, Mrs. Dorothy Partridge, my mother. The child's head slithering from her legs. It belongs to me. The child was I. You've done it! Brilliant pushing, says the midwife. She holds the newborn aloft, like a captain lifting a fleshy World Cup. Then the child throws his head back and roars the roar of freedom. The noise is relatively nonsensical, but no less intelligent than most babies would produce. In fact, probably a bit more switched on than average. In many ways, the proud wail that burst from my lungs was my first broadcast. Delivered to an audience of no more than 8, that's still equated to an audience share in the delivery room at least of a cool 100%. Not bad, I probably thought. Not bad at all. The next extract is from when I studied at East Anglia Polytechnic in 1974. Great days, great days. 1974 was a crazy, hazy time for Alan Partridge. The 60s had come to East Anglia, and it was time. It was a time of free thinking, free love, and in my case, free university accommodation. I was quite the man about Norwich, striding confidently through the dreaming spires and hallowed halls of East Anglia Polytechnic, whose alumni included newswoman Selina Scott and meteorology whiz Penny Tranter, and soaking up all the knowledge that this seat of learning had to offer. The free accommodation? Well, enigmatically, I decided not to stay in the woodworm-infested squalor of university halls, but to commute in from my home, my parents' home. Although misinterpreted by some of my peers as reluctance to cut the apron strings and live independently, the decision to resign